that we know what he's done the first 2 years in this system. We're fully aware of the records that he's set and broken, and the expectations that he's met, and expectation he has coming into this year. Looking at it in that regard, I think one of the things that having a guy back for that third year, I think the biggest thing I'd say is that it allows us to expand even more in our offense. He gets it. He understands it. He knows my personality. I know his personality. He and I think a lot alike in certain situations, and I think those are things you can't coach. You develop, you earn with time, and it's kind of an earned relationship.
Sure.
And so, I fully expect us to even be better. I expect us to be more aggressive. I expect us to expand more in our offense with a third-year starter back. And I don't care who it is. I think you look across the country at any level.
Sure.
In any team that's been successful, it all starts in a quarterback. And if you've got one, you got a chance. And if you got a good one, and if not, you're kind of behind the eight ball, so to speak, and having to the battle and pull a guy through. So this third-year starter with Taj, I think that there's some goals he set for himself that I've set for him, and we've set together, but I think it's going to be interesting to watch him grow and expand.
Does it make game planning easier because of his understanding of what you require and what you may want, or is it just the same?
I don't know if easier is the word. When you game plan for an opponent, you try to look at so many different scenarios. I think one of the things that as I've game planned in the past with Taj as a first year and even a second year starter, is that you kind of look at what can he do? What can that quarterback do? It's if I've got all this offense in, but he can only master 60% of it, then really all we have is 60% of our offense in. We got to do what he can master 100%, and I think that's going to make it easier as we expand in the offense. I'm still going to challenge him. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to challenge him. I'm going to coach him harder this year than he's ever been coached, and I'm going to put more on him this year. But I think he's ready for that.
Where is he then? Is it 60, 70, 80, 90%?
I think right now, I think that, again, we the stuff that we add in the spring, the stuff that we're going to continue to add in fall camp, that, through our studies and previous studies, I think we're probably 80%, where I want him at as far as what I want in at the time. But, again, it doesn't matter. I want him to be able to master 100% of what we do. But, he's aware of the coverages, he's aware of the fronts, the adjustments, the blitzes, the pressures, the answers that we have built in our offense, and that's where the experience comes in.
Coach told us the story about showing the team the magazine cover with Taj on it and throwing it away, literally. Mm-hmm. How is Taj as far as his makeup, and how much can he truly do that? Just totally forget about all the hype and all the expectations and just focus on football?
Well, if you know Taj, it'd be easy to do. Because he's experienced, his first year as a starter here, we're 8-0, and things are going great. And, he's kind of living the high life with it. He's kind of feeling it. And all of a sudden, boom, we lose 4 of our last 6. And it was a direct proportion, a direct relation to his play. A lot of it was his play. It wasn't all him, but it was his play. And I think he'll be the first to admit that he allowed some of that get to him. And that was something that he did a great job of last year. And, we continue to remind him and talk to him about it through the course of the year. So I think that experience is huge when it comes to this. Taj being able to put all this aside, his goal when he came back was to win a national championship. His goal was to be an All-American. His goal was to be a Heisman Trophy candidate. He's got goals he set for himself in our football team. And that's where his mindset is.
Is there a moment in your time here when things just started to click with you and Taj and your relationship as a coordinator quarterback?
Well, it's kind of hard to pinpoint an exact moment because he and I mean, we've hit it off from day one. But I think watching him excel and watching him really mature and grow through ups and downs, you know, you really saw it last year in how he just continued to get better and better. So it's really hard to say. I think the biggest game I could say that you really saw him just say, you know what, I got this, I got it figured out, is the LSU game, and to where, you know, the toughness that he portrays, you know, getting knocked down as many times as he got hit in that game, and still be able to get back up and to lead the team down to win a ball game. I think that really shows a lot about Taj. I'm expecting great things out of Taj this year, just as I said this time last year.
So this is a guy that had already won ACC Player of the Year by that point. You're saying the light actually came on after that.
Well, I just think that demonstrated, that game, the LSU game, really demonstrated, he kind of said, okay, I got this. I got it figured out. And I can do this, you know. He knew he could do it, but I'm just saying it all just kind of came into shape to where, hey, look, I've got to do it. It's on me now.
The flip of what I was asking earlier is where does he most need to grow? What does he need to learn?
Well, I think you can always improve your footwork, always. And if Taj is coming back next year or the year after, I'd tell you the same thing.
Yeah.
He can always improve in his footwork. He can always improve in his coverage recognition, his blitz recognition. Those are things you can never master. You can't master the quarterback position. It can't be done. And if you think you've mastered it, then you better look out because you're fixing to hit rock bottom. And I think that's at any level. I think you could ask Peyton Manning's and Eli Manning's, Drew Brees', Tom Brady's, and they would say the same thing. You never master the position. You try to gain an advantage, and I think he's got to try to gain his advantage in his footwork, his recognition of coverages, and exactly what he did at the LSU game. Recognize, hey, look, I'm the guy. It's on me, and I got this. So I think he's definitely a guy that you're going to see even excel more this year than he has in his first 2 years.
Where do you feel like this offense in general needs to improve to get to the next level you guys want to get at?
Where did I see what? Now say that again.
Where do you feel like the offense needs to improve to get to the next level that you guys want to get as a team, as a program?
Well, I mean, in all areas, we feel like we've got to be able to be more efficient in running the football. And I say that we were averaged right at 200 yards a game last year. But going back and doing our studies, you know, we feel like we need, you know, we've upped that this year. We want to be in that 226 mark as we start pushing forward. And so that's an area that we feel like that we can get better at. We've been balanced the first couple of years. And so, you know, we strive to be balanced. It's just something that's just worked itself out that way. That's what we want. But again, I think we can get better. You know, we talk about being the most explosive offense in the country, and we have been. But there's so many things and so many hidden yards that we left out there last year. After going back and studying ourselves over the course of the year, I mean, there's so much more that we can do to get better. So much more.
Is going without Nuke Hopkins much of a concern?
You know, what a great year he had. You know, and to be able to come in and to set a standard for our wide receiver play that Nuke did last year. Excited for him. You know, obviously he's got a great career ahead of him. To replace him, I mean, you're replacing 1,400 yards of offense. And so, yeah, I mean, absolutely. But there's no question these guys have been working hard this summer. I'm very excited about our guys that we have back, you know, with Sammy and Sharon. You know, Sharon's a guy that we feel like is got is on track to have a great year. It's his time. It's his turn. And I think you're going to see Sharon playing some of that same role that Nuke played last year, along with Sammy in there and Martavius in there. But he's a guy that we're really expecting great things out of. But you know, it's a tough guy to replace, but we've got some talent there, and I'm excited about the guys we have.
Is Martavius still on track like he was during the spring?
Yes, he's had talking to Taj, and he's been very impressive during the summer, and been working hard. So we'll see how that goes. But I do. I think that Martavis is a big guy that will definitely be counted into the equation.
Is the tight end going to be a work in progress for a while?
Well, I think if you looked at any of the positions right now, obviously would have lost to Sam Cooper. That was we hated that for Sam's sake, but with guys like Daryl Smith, you've got Jordan Leggett, Stanton Seconder. Very excited about Stanton. Stanton weighs about 230 right now, 232, which is up from about 10 or 12 pounds from where he was finishing spring. He tells me he doesn't feel sluggish. He feels good and lean. And I told him, great. He doesn't have to be the guy that takes the top off of it. That's not his MO. I mean, we want a guy that's physical and be able to run precise routes. And so I'm expecting a lot of things out of Stanton. J.J. McCullough's a guy. J.J. had a decent spring. J.J. didn't get to us till late last year. And so he really missed fall camp and goes through spring ball. It was really his first big time to see it all in one install time. So we'll see what happens from spring to summer into fall camp. We'll see what we get out of JJ, but he's obviously a great talent. But we'll see. I think that's a position right now that is by committee, and in our running back. I'm excited about that position because I think that the types of players and tight ends that we've produced over the last few years, I can't see that falling off. But I do see that there's got to be some role play in there, and some guys are going to have to really step up. And you can't just rely strictly on Daryl and Stanton. You got to have Jordan or JJ really come on as well.
So at running back, instead of seeing a guy with 200 plus carries, you might see 2 or 3 guys with 90 doing.
I think that's what you're going to see. I'm excited about Hot Rod. Hot Rod's had a really good summer talking to our guys, and he's really worked hard. He's really tried to develop himself into that leader role. But I also think that you're going to see Zach Brooks. I think it's Zach Brooks' time to step forward. DJ Howard's another one. That DJ, we want to see DJ look like the DJ when we played Auburn at home 2 years ago. We haven't quite seen that since. And so really got to challenge DJ. DJ's got a really good talent. He really wasn't healthy last year. This year, coming into the summer, he's healthy. And so we'll see. But I think those 3 guys, Hot Rod, Zach, and DJ, and I think you're going to see maybe one of these freshmen hopefully step into a role that could be a pivotal role for us. I don't know that till after we get through fall camp. But one thing I do know, Tyshawn Dye is he's weighing about 218 right now, and right at 6 foot. So he's that bigger back that we're that maybe it'll take some pressure off of us. But we'll see on those young guys. But I do think that it's going to be a great competition through fall camp.
Would you like to play one of the redshirt, one of those freshmen? Is that the idea?
Well, obviously you'd like to redshirt both of them.
Yeah.
And but we'll see. You just don't know. We don't know till you get them out there. Who can grasp? Who's going to stick together? Who's going to understand what we're trying to do? We know they can carry the football, but can you pass protect? That's the big thing. And that's usually what separates guys.
So sorry. Big summers for Battle, Beasley, and Kalen Davis. Can you give or take on all?
Well, just talking to our guys. I mean, again, they've had good summers. As far as the details of those guys, we knew going in that those are 3 pivotal guys for us. For us to have the depth and the success that we want to have in our offensive line. Those 3 guys really need to have a great summer, not a good one, but a great summer. From my indications, they've worked hard, and we'll see. I mean, we'll see. We're going to strain them pretty hard in fall camp and check them out pretty quick. But of those 3 guys, you feel like, hey, you're going to get something out of at least one, maybe 2 of them. Which one it is, I don't know.